Hey everybody, it's Beagle220 here. Welcome you guys to hopefully what is the last of the Spyro Reignited trilogy. So, last time we were playing on Alpine Ridge, and I had discovered that there was a bit of a bug. Everybody loves bugs, don't they? Alright, so I actually did figure out the fix to this. It turns out that if your game is running past 30 frames per second, then the druid who controls that one area that we couldn't access will not let you into that area. So we have to turn the game's frame rate down. Oh my gosh, this game's loud. Then again, these headphones, volume dial is back-asswards. So let's go ahead and turn the game's frame rate down to 30 frames per second. Save. Okay. Alright, so these guys were a bitch last time. I'm not sure the guys in the metal armor what that's supposed to be, I should say. But I do know the guys in the green robes are druids. Okay, so if there's the fairies, and there's a safe point, well, technically it's... if you get knocked off, you can just come back to this point. It's a checkpoint, that's what it's called, checkpoint. Let's take care of the Cryomancer. No. This game actually doesn't look too terrible at 30 frames. I was kind of expecting it to drop a little, but then again I've played games at 30 frames per second because the old game systems used to run games on 30. At least in America. I'm pretty sure that's how that worked. See, there's the thing with that door. It's going to start raising and dropping now. Because we're playing on 30 frames per second. I really wish we didn't have that bug, but unfortunately I'm kind of like stuck with it. It's also for the reason I'm not playing the PS4 version, which I could be playing the PS4 version because I do own it. It's just, I still don't understand how the Elgato captures sound, so until I can figure out how to use the Elgato, it's not liable to happen anytime soon. I mean, I'll still be playing console games, just you have to deal with no sound, unfortunately, so I can figure it out. I thought I figured it out one night, but it turns out that I didn't. Culture.
Thank you for releasing me.
I like how he got a cloak in both of his nostrils. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to get through all of Spyro because I'm not sure when my friends are going to be hopping online so we can do stuff if we're doing stuff tonight. But I'm going to try to get as much of Spyro 1 done as I can. It'd be kind of cool if I could get everything done because we're actually not too far away from having everything. I gotta do a couple more levels here in Dreamweavers or Magic Crafters, whatever it is. And then I have to do another world, and then I have the last world game. Pretty sure. Say, don't quote me on it because I can't remember. I'm gonna do split paths here. Let's just take care of this guy real quick. For the fireworks. Gems. Free life. But yeah, I don't understand why that bug is in place to where you're fucked if you're playing above 60 frames or 30 frames, which honestly was kind of upset me a little bit. I had to turn the frame rate down. Was the fix, because I was here worrying why this game isn't working properly. I'm like, are you serious? It was that easy of a fix? That's crazy stretch. Xander.
Great work, Spyro. If you keep this up, you'll learn all the tricks of the Magic Crafter's world.
Okay. Sorry, I got something in my throat. Oh, that's an egg thief section. Pretty striking here. Kelvin. Kelvin is actually a measurement of temperature.
Remember that these blue thieves have stolen eggs outside the Magic Crafter's world as well.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll take care of them.
Another thing is, you guys noticed that I removed the face cam picture, the joke picture, I should say. The reason why is because it was blocking out the gym counter, and for the fact that it was honestly kind of dumb. So I kind of just took it out as it's kind of cluttering up the screen. Maybe someday I'll actually do some face cam streams, but until then, we're just gonna have like we do now. Also, as an update to the Pound Pals podcast, which I've been wanting to get around to get an update for you guys, but I haven't actually asked the people who I want to co-host with me. So, as for right now, the podcast is kind of still indefinitely canceled until I get around to talking to these people. Which I'll most likely be seeing. I can't guarantee anything. Seriously, sorry. I don't know what the hell's in my throat, but... Okay, that was actually not intentional. So, this one opened, this one opened. Alright, so let's fly back to this one over here. So I should have 5 left. Unless this is an oddity of a 600 gem world. 500 gems, yep. Okay. Fly back over here. Jump. And easy world. Oh, I guess that wasn't a druidic magic that caused that ramp to come up. It's kind of actually part of the floor. I think that should be everything for that level. I'm gonna go check on something here real quick. Thankfully it's... Oh, it's because I didn't have the game paused. Okay. I'm sorry about that, guys. Anyways, let's get back to this. So, I'm trying to think, is there any other... Just a moment. Okay. So Magic Crafter's World is not done yet. still have gems missing from this world. I've already fought this gem thief. Okay. Gem thief is an egg thief. Excuse me. I was wrong. Okay. I think we still have to do high caves. Yes. But there's also another area I have to do. Which is Crystal Flight. And Blowhard, which is the boss of the area. Okay, so Crystal Flight, Blowhard, high caves. We already done Wizard's Peak. So I made sure as soon as I got to this world I did this one first. Because Wizard's Peak is the level in the game with my favorite soundtrack of all of them. Like, honest to God, it's a great soundtrack. Hats off to you, Stuart Copeland. Druid. What's the hand? Okay, so the gems are over here. Up this way. Oh, and the bandit chest. Okay, so I think for this one I have to charge into it with the super dash. Which is not hard. I just remember to get it perfect for this run. Alright, I think there's something about that wall there I'm going to try to take care of. Hopefully I can manage to super dash into it perfectly. And, quick side note about that super dash I just performed. Like, what the fuck was that? Oh, I probably should explain a little bit something. So, I was going to stream yesterday night, but, I was busy with a, party that was set up. See, because my grandparents had their 60th anniversary, and we decided to have a surprise party for them. And I had just been out all day yesterday. I've been out most of the afternoon yesterday to do that party. The unfortunate thing was that I did miss my high school reunion because it's been 5 years since we've all like seen each other and talked to each other again. I did miss that, but I feel that my grandparents are a bit more important in that sort of aspect, because you can always see those people, and it's not like, you know, they're probably even going to remember or care about what you're doing with your life nowadays, whereas your grandparents are a bit more of a priority. So I skipped out on that yesterday just to go to that surprise party. But on the bright side, my grandparents had a blast. The reason why we did it yesterday is actually because their anniversary was actually on the 5th of July. But we decided to move it to the weekend, or we decided to move it to that day for some reason, probably because it's when a lot of people don't have to work, because, you know, a lot of people do have weekend hours, which weekend hours like fucking suck. Which is part of the reason why I don't work retail anymore, is because I hate working on the weekends, because weekends are usually dedicated to the time that we visit my grandparents at their house, or it's or it's my weekend hangout nights with my friends. So I don't work retail, there's that, and working on the weekend in retail is shit. I would actually stay around here to listen to the soundtrack again, but I kind of really have to get shit done for this. Because I meant to get most of it, if not the entirety of the game, done in my last stream, but unfortunately I wasn't able to do that. Oh, this is just the drop-off point. Okay. I do not know where this key goes to. I have a feeling I might have to that banded chest that I decided to supercharge into instead. Okay, so Sparksy's this way. Behind Alpine Ridge? Nope. So it's in that cave over there. So how are we gonna get into that cave? Hell yeah. Okay, let's grab that. If you fall off the cliff with the key, you lose the key. Okay, at least I know where the key is. Now the druid's laughing at us. There's the two guys in the metal armor. Okay. No more slip-ups. Except for that one. That's why the wall is out there, because there's a druid. Okay. Sugal. Glide over here, grab this. We're gonna do this all for the nookie. So you can take that cookie and stick it up. Yeah, stick it up. Yeah, stick it up. Yeah. I'm gonna quit second Limp Biscuit now. Oopsie, that's my thing. Method probably. This should be the last of the gyms here. Yep. Okay. Now we can just go on and clear out levels. High caves. Okay, so just for the sake of, like, there possibly being another bug, I'm going to, keep my, frame rate at 30. But if a case comes where I can probably turn it back up again, I'll turn it back up to 60. Oh, this is familiar. But not for the same reason that you probably would think. Like, maybe I remember this level or something. It's more or less for the fact of, like, they use a similar scene to this in the Spyro circuit, CTR Nitro Field. Oh god, I remember this area now. I hate this fucking area. Okay. So that area over there is a area full of, like, metal spiders. And the problem with metal spiders is that they're a bitch to handle. So, we're gonna have a lot of fun. Cyrus.
do something about these green druids. They insist on moving everything in sight.
I do like how that guy's, how that guy looks. He's like all green. His horns remind me a lot of my OC horns. It's the fact my OC is also half dragon, so that's probably why. Piss off. You can Soogle. Okay, so just a quick note. If you're looking for skill points in this game and you cannot find them, there is a skill point in this level. Now, this actually took me a little bit to find because it's not really that easy to have a picture to find here. So, burn this picture here. I said burn this picture. Oh, I said burn this picture here, and you get a skill point for it. I'm thinking that's actually a skill point that was added for Reignited only. Like, it didn't exist in the original. Maybe it did. I don't own the original Spyro. I have never played the original Spyro. Like, PS1 graphics wise, 3D polygons, and not an ability to be able to change frame rate. Never played that version of Spyro, so I wouldn't actually know if you could do that, if that's in the original or if this is for Reignited only. Ajax.
I hate those bugs. When I become big and strong like you, I'll squash them all.
Yeah, a little
Until
fairy in the
then,
corner.
remember that supercharge makes you invincible.
Okay, so there is the first of the robot spiders. This area is not accessible through normal means. You have to be supercharging to get through this area. When you are supercharging, you are immune to all damage, which is nice. But as I said before, you have to be supercharged, which is kind of dumb. But it's actually expected because, you know, you can run through there, destroy shit. But in order to do this jump, you actually have to be supercharging. For these, I am going to supercharge and come back. Okay. Let's get to the top of this thing here. We're gonna veer off the path. Okay. That was just messed up right there. No more fucking around. Let's go do this. And to the pits I go. Oh, thankfully there is a... That's where that fairy is in the corner. Should take you back to the starting point if you fuck up. That is very, very, like, lenient of the game developers there. I'm not sure if those were in the original, because I never played the original. God damn it! I only know about the soundtrack because, there is a page called Who Remembers on Facebook, and, for a throwback thing, they posted the soundtrack of Wizard's Peak from Spyro, and I was like, holy shit, this is like pretty kicking, pretty ass kicking. Do I need to glide? Because here's where you're supposed to go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is okay, so apparently doing that way through the bridge is not the way you're supposed to do it. I'm almost guessing that you probably could sequence break and do that. I'm only calling it a sequence break because it seems like a sequence break to me. Oh, this is the exit portal.
try combining your supercharge with jumping and gliding, and really explore the high caves.
So it says to combine super jumps and high fly. That is not hard to do. If only I could actually, you know, master the technique. Okay, so there actually is a little cave I'm going to try to charge into over here. Okay. So there is an area over this way. Kiss fans. Let's go. I think that's a bug. Unless there actually was an egghead in there somewhere. That is... Okay, we're just gonna assume that's part of the game at this point. There we go. Okay. Can I glide to this cave over here? I can. So let's familiarize ourselves with this, of course, before we get too worried about the egg. Damn it, Webtoon. So there's this app that I use called Line Webtoon, which is not sponsoring this video, by the way. Not sponsoring your stream either. But Line Webtoon does actually have some really awesome comics. If you guys want to give them a read, like two I suggest are Dating with a Tail and Down to Earth. Like I've been really reading into Down to Earth. Like it was like if you've ever met me in real life or like know me, you wouldn't think something like Down to Earth would interest me. But believe it or not, I actually do like this comic. So I kind of just like gave it a read one night because the comic I was reading happened to have been on a break and I had already caught up to every episode in the series. So I need something else to read. So I just looked at Down to Earth and I'm like, this looks kind of interesting. And the art style is really cute. The comic is by a user named Pookie Senpai. I believe she does have a Twitter account too, which I think I'll link her for Twitter as a week this week. Because you guys should definitely give Down to Earth a read. I love it. I'm still missing gems. No. I have to do the dreaded spider area now. Okay, so the spider area is gonna be a bitch. Because you have to be supercharging through all of it to get a hold of all of the gems. Or at least to kill enough spiders that you can get most of the gems. And then kill the rest of the spiders. I don't think there's any more spiders left in this particular cave, but in the next few like rooms there are going to be spiders I have to destroy still. I don't know how I managed to get so lucky with that run there that I managed to like get a slowdown enough to like steer myself better. Because the thing is about Supercharge. It's a lot like other like things when it comes to movement speed. You increase your movement speed, but you had to give up some of your control. Actually, even then, I think Supercharger's controls are still just as good as they are normally. And it might just be me, like, being jittery and shaky with the control stick. I cannot deny nor confirm any kind of details. But we have some high cave spiders to take care of, so let's just go in there and kick some ass. The only spider cave worse than this, I would say, is the spider cave level from fucking Jak and Daxter. Like, I'm not sure if anyone, either in the comment section or live chatting in the chat, which there's nobody here according to my statistics currently. I haven't refreshed it in a little bit, but anyone who's in chat that probably not played Jak and Daxter, I wouldn't know, because, you know, you guys are your own entity, and whatever you have and have not done is not public knowledge to me. So, yeah, Spider Cave, there's a Spider Cave, I can't remember what exactly, it might actually just be called Spider Cave, but there's like an area for spiders in Jak and Daxter, the Precursor's Legacy, and it is one of the absolute worst dungeons in the entirety of that fucking game. Okay, the only thing left is the high caves, but the problem is they have to be supercharged to take out the spiders. And supercharge does not give me enough speed to be able to jump. But yeah, it's the worst fucking area in Jak and Precursor Legacy, because you have to navigate through these areas. Well, I don't necessarily say it's the worst area in Precursor Legacy, because there technically is one other area that's worse than there. And, I don't like navigating that area as much as, you know, the spider, like, it's, I forget what it's called, but it's like an icy barren place, and it's fucking irritating to be able to get past, because you have, so much like Nintendo games, especially the older ones with Super Mario World. Super Mario World had the ability to be able to ride Yoshi. The first one did, because the second one you were playing as Yoshi. But the whole thing where you could ride on the back of a Yoshi in Mario World, there was a similar kind of concept that was implemented into Naughty Dog's acclaimed series of Jak and Daxter. Precursor Legacy and Jak 2 did it, I believe. Jak 2 did it? No. But Jak 2 had cars. Jak 3 had the, like, dragon lizard things. But actually, yeah, it was Jak 3. Precursor Legacy had a bird called the Flut. And let me tell you, there's a couple areas in Precursor Legacy you have to complete with the Flut. And the ice area is by far one of the most annoying of all of them. Like, I thought the Boggy Marsh, or Boggy Swamp, I forget what it's called, it has been, how long has that been? I think it was like, it's been at least a good 5 to 6 years, possibly at the most 7 years since I've touched Jak and Daxter again, so I could be remembering names of these places wrong, but I remember after the swamp area you have to do a level with Flut, and it is the fucking worst. Okay. I have to figure out the correct jump distance spot that I have to do to get to that top area there, because that area is required for me to clear out if I want to complete the level. Because it has the last, friggin' eggs, unless I'm supposed to like run back and have like max charge speed. Let's actually try that theory. I'm just gonna drop down so the fairies can carry me back to the tippity top. Oh, you smell? Okay. How did I manage to fuck that up? It was like perfect. It's like bum ba da bum bum ba 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 bum. If I knew I probably wouldn't be able to risk copyright, I would actually have my editor edit into like that little scene with Rise of the Valkyries and then put like a fart sound when I crash into the wall. Oh man, that would be great. This again. We gonna cross her. Hit her. Are you kidding? It was like right there. Now that is some commie horseshit. Try this again. Ah, damn it. Okay, so actually there's something I want to talk about. Because I already know for sure that a lot of people who follow me on Twitter, or a lot of people who are probably watch me either on here or on my YouTube feed, probably don't follow me on Twitter, which you don't have to. But a lot of times I do post occasional updates about stuff. Ah, goddamn it. And I even post about a couple other like things, whether it be like some personal, like usually I post about personal projects that I'm working on that aren't like related to like a live stream sort of thing or whatever. But fuck it. But there actually is something kind of exciting that I thought maybe I would share on here, just in case at any given point I decide to stream it. But Tabletop Simulator, I think I might have actually mentioned this in the last stream, which was back on July 5th, because that's when Tabletop was on sale. But yeah, for Tabletop Simulator, I actually built a board game. It is based off of my series of stories that I write, which, if you guys are wanting to see an origin story based on, for that game based on, I'll be getting around to that, because technically the game itself is based on a story. Because it was actually created by one of the characters who were actually playable in the game. But the thing is that technically the version that is played with what I have for the build is not the canonical version, because the only reason why is because when it comes to my models that I have, which when this game finally gets play tested and finalized, I will not be uploading the version that I currently have it set up for. The reason why is because the models that I use are from Hero Forge, and if you try to upload any kind of content that would be a model that you made on Hero Forge, you will receive a DMCA takedown. And I don't like risking that kind of thing, so I'm not going to be uploading that particular version of it. But the remnants of the characters will be in the game's manual. So if you guys wanted to build a character that uses their like stuff, you could, but it also does come with stuff to homebrew, like information about homebrewing any characters. Another reason why it's not the canonical version is because the characters who are playable, there are 7 currently. There were only 6 at first, but just in case I was going to play with everybody when we tested the game, because I have 7 people that currently could play the game with me, if you included myself. With these 7 people, being here, I'd have to have a game piece to be able to put into the game, so I kind of like ported in a character that I had made for future D&D campaign. But I did actually give him a canonical story that would relate to his in real life thing, or his story within, you know, the series, just like your other character who has this. So the thing is that Buster was actually meant to be playable at some point in the game, but the reason why he never made it to the final game as a playable character is because Hero Forge does not have the option to have droopy ears for the characters, like floppy ears, because, you know, as you guys saw in the red back screen, Buster is a Beagle Dragon mix, and I can technically make all of Buster on Hero Forge, with the exception of it not being a Dredigan sweatshirt, because copyright, and for the fact that like you can't decorate the sweatshirt itself except for changing its colors and the aglets on the drawstrings. So, due to the fact that I can't have the ear option that I want to have for him, Buster is not playable, but he is in the board by some extent. Because canonically, Buster is a playable character. But one of the characters who takes his place for the non-canonical version I had made on tabletop is the Game Master, which is what Buster's purpose is in the version on tabletop. So, just note that until, you know, you can do stuff freely without getting a possible DMCA takedown notice, or I can get commissions to get these models made in full, that you will not be able to play the original characters that I had made for the board. Because I'm even worried enough as far as to, you know, upload the game manual with their screenshots from Hero Forge, even though I am crediting the people, I still feel that I would still get a takedown notice. If I just do the version of the standee I don't want to do, the version of the player character markers or character models that I don't want to do, which is where you take their picture, put them on standee, because that is an actual option within the game that you can do. But I don't like doing that unless it's an absolute necessity, like it is with Buster's character. Unfortunately, like I said, you will not be able to play with the actual characters that I had literally created to be able to play with on this particular game. The only characters technically the only characters who were not made for the game but are playable on the game through Hero Forge models are two of them, which is a rabbit folk character, Arachnophobia. Okay, we got rid of all the spiders, and I died unfortunately, but hopefully there's no spiders in that cave, or I can avoid them fast enough that I can get across there. But all the spiders are dead. No, they're not. They were just hiding. There's a druid over here. Still not the last of the gems. Oh! So as it turns out, you weren't supposed to charge into that room. You were supposed to get the super flame to take care of these two. Sequence break? Question mark? Okay. Let's just go ahead and get the rest of these. But yeah. They were a lizard folk and a rabbit folk character they had created for two D&D characters. And they were ported into the game as playable characters because, by technicality, the bunny folk character does have stories within this universe that these stories are based around. And the lizard folk character is because he needed a 7th character, and for the fact that reptiles do exist in this world, he technically can make an appearance and have a reason to, like, actually exist. It's really weird for me to be able to explain it in words. I'm very bad with words. So this way. No more spiders down here. There's gems down here I did miss. Okay. So I'm gonna be real here. If this was like real and I was doing this shit, I would probably make an early exit because massive arachnophobia. Like, I know spiders shouldn't really scare you unless you live in certain parts of the world, because not all spiders are actually like as dangerous as they look. Like, I'm only saying that because there are certain spiders that do exist that are like, don't fucking even think about it. But for me, all spiders are pretty much just, you keep your distance and I'll keep mine. I honestly just, well, spiders actually aren't that bad. I've seen quite a few spiders. I do manage to keep away from them. And even then, here in where I'm at, in part of the world, the most dangerous spider by technicality that could show up would be the Black Widow spider. And even then, I don't even see any of those unless it was like one time at work. They came in like a box of stuff. But yeah, it's not really like that common to find a dangerous spider. The most common spider I find here is daddy longlegs, which technically daddy longlegs have the world's most powerful venom, or they have really powerful venom in them, but their teeth are so tiny that they cannot bite you. So even if you did see a daddy longlegs, just ignore it because it can't hurt you at all. So I think everything so far is 100%ed except for Beastmakers, but that's actually the next world, so yippee. Next world, I mean, like, it's next in line. Supercharge. I think next is the flight level for this world. And then it's Blowhard. Remember now, yeah. I skipped Blowhard in this one because I want to do the crystal. I want to do the flight level last before the boss because flight levels are annoying as fuck. Let's do the rooms first. Tesla arches. I could have called them Edison arches, but I'm going to call them Tesla arches instead. That was actually a really stupid joke. I don't blame any of you if you thought that was stupid. Alright, last up is the chests. These should be simple enough. We have enough time to be able to get all of them. And still have some time left over. Falls in the water. Got it, with 14 seconds remaining. 112 is my best time, so that's gonna leave here. First try on a flight level too, which is a first for me. Okay. On to the next level. I think next up is our last level of this world, which is Blowhard, because the only other level in this game, this world I mean, is Wizard Peak, which I've already completed, so. Actually, I think I have Beastmakers, one level after that one, and then the final world. So we're probably going to have at least one more stream, actually 2 more streams of Spyro 1, and then we'll have it completely finished. Depending on how things look when I get done with this level, I might have to call it here. Normally I would go for about 2 hours, but I'm like tired. And I have a couple other things I still have yet to do tonight, so because I've been busy all weekend, especially Saturday. Most of my time for things eat up on Saturday because I was doing stuff. So I might call it here after this level, even though, like, you know, I haven't really been streaming for that long. But next stream will get longer. And hopefully, when it comes time to get my game tested, I'll be able to, like, show you guys what it looks like with everything, like my Hero Forge stuff. Because technically I'm not uploading it to online, I'm just showing you guys what it would look like if everything was able to make it online. So, this is Blowhard. He is a bodiless druid guy made of wind. Alright, so believe it or not, there actually is an achievement. One of the easiest skill points in the game, I should say. See? One of the easiest skill points in the game. Alright, so we unlocked the art gallery, which honestly, I kind of feel is one of the more lesser cool things you can unlock when it comes to video games. It's like the ability to look at concept art. Like, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of really cool concept art when it comes to video games.
Thanks for releasing me, Spyro. You have no idea how long I've been trapped in Crystal. And, neither do I. Who are you again?
I'm out of here.
That was actually one of the more funnier interactions. Not that I recognize all of them. I don't. But yeah, like, there are some really cool concept arts, and there's some, like, really neat things that might exist in concept art that never make it to the final game. But even then, it's not really all that cool that you just, like, unlock an art gallery for finding a bunch of hidden bullshit. Like, the biggest letdown when it comes to finding 100% of everything in an area was definitely in, the old Nicktoons game Attack of the Toy Bots. Because, the thing is about, I'm not going to spoil what happens, but in Attack of the Toy Bots, there is, these tubes that are full of fairies. Because the whole thing about Nicktoons games is that they kind of like throw you into an area, but they take a bunch of Nicktoons characters at the time that are really popular, like, you know, Tak from Tak and the Power of Juju, Jimmy Neutron from Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius, Timmy Turner from Fairly Odd Parents, SpongeBob and Patrick from SpongeBob SquarePants. And that's Blowhard. He's easiest fucking boss in the game. But yeah, that's like some of the stuff. Like, there's like these tubes full of fairies, and there's about 100 of them. Well, there's 100 fairies in total, but I don't remember how many are scattered across the worlds. But every like world has at least 1 or 2 tubes that have a random amount of fairies inside of them. And Jorgen wants you to find all 100 fairies. And something special happens if you do it. And if you want to know what happens, you pretty much can look it up, or you can play the game yourself, because I won't spoil it, because I don't like spoiling things for people. If I'm being entirely honest, I don't like Beastmaker's World that much. Like, it's fun, but not really that much. But oh yeah, I know what this world is now. It has one of the worst levels in the fucking game when it comes to 100%ing it. But I think I'm gonna grab these gems here, grab these, and then I'm gonna call it early tonight. Usually, like I said, I'd be more full of energy and be able to do stuff, but I just am not feeling it today. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have a longer stream next time, make up for it. But until then, hope you all have a wonderful day, night, evening, whatever time you're watching this. Thank you for your time, and goodbye.